So today we're going to work on adding and subtracting numbers. We're going to use a number line as well as talking through some different methods on adding and subtracting. We need to remember when adding and subtracting, we always try to go left to right. So we're going to start this problem going left to right. We're going to deal with negative 16 plus negative 9. All right, two ways to think about it. The first way is negative 16 and negative 9 have the same sign. Therefore, I'm going to add the two numbers together. So 16 plus 9 is 25, and I'm going to keep the sign. So it'll be negative 25 plus 8 plus 25. Another way to think of it, and I'm going to draw it at the bottom of the page, is I'm going to start out at negative 16, and I'm going to add a negative, which would be subtracting. Okay, so adding a negative, subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 9, which means I'm going to move to the left 9 more spots. And if I would move to the left 9 more spots, I'd end up at negative 25. All right, next step. It's negative 25 plus 8. And again, opposite signs. We're going to subtract the two numbers. So the difference of 25 and 8 is 17. We'll keep the sign of the larger number. 25 is greater than 8, so I'm going to keep the negative sign. So it'll be negative 17 plus 25. Again, another way to think about that is I start at negative 25. I'm going to add 8. So I'm going to move to the right 8 spots. And if I move to the right 8 spots, I'd be at negative 17. All right, so then I got negative 17 plus 25. Again, different signs. So I'm going to take the difference of two numbers. 25 and 17, their difference is 8. All right, so it's 8. And I'm going to keep the sign of the larger number, which is positive. So my answer is going to be positive 8. Again, another way to think about it is I'm going to start at negative 17. I'm going to move to the right because it's positive, 25. So that would mean I end up at 8. Okay, so left to right, this will probably be the last example we use number lines on, but that you're more than welcome, if you're more comfortable using the number line, to work through it on a number line. So 46 plus negative 33, opposite signs. I take the difference and keep the sign of the larger number. The difference of 46 and 33 is 13. 46 is greater than 33. So it's going to be a positive 13, and I'm just going to bring down my next terms. All right, number one. If I start out at 46, I start out at 46, and I subtract, so plus a negative really is subtraction. So I'm moving to the left, 33. I'd end up at 13. Okay, so that's how to do it on the number line. All right, again, still going left to right. 13 plus 18, same sign. So I'm going to add the two numbers. 13 plus 18 is 31. I'm going to keep the sign. So it's 31 plus 0 plus negative 3 plus negative 2 plus negative 34. Again, if you want to see that on number line, I start out at 13. I'm going to add 18 to it, so I'll move to the right, which will make me end up at 31. All right. Next, we've got 31 plus 0. 31 plus 0 is just 31. Uh, 31 plus a negative 93. So opposite signs, take the difference. The difference of those two numbers is 62, and keep the sign of the larger number. All right, this time we have the same sign, so we're going to add the numbers. 62 and 2 is 64, and we're going to keep our sign. Again, same thing here. Same sign, add the numbers, keep the sign, so it's negative 98. Alright, we've got to learn slightly real quick how to add fractions. We're going to continue to work on this in another video, but we're going to do it here. So I can write any whole number as a fraction by just putting it over 1. Would everybody agree that 3 divided by 1 is 3? So I haven't changed the number. I need a common denominator. My other two denominators are 2 and 2. So how can I go from 1 to 2? I can multiply by 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I got 6 halves plus a negative 5 halves plus a negative 7 halves. Again, we're going to go left to right. Opposite signs. So I'm going to take the difference. The difference of 6 halves and 5 halves is 1 half. Again, 6 plus a negative 5 would be 1 and keep the denominator. So it's 1 half. And it's going to be plus negative 7 halves. Again, difference of signs. I'm going to take the difference. 1 half and negative 7 halves is 6 halves. And it's going to be negative 6 halves because I'm going to keep the little sign of the larger number. Now I'm going to finish by reducing. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Okay, so moving on up. We got to talk about the next thing. All right, again, we're going to start in grouping. Okay, my brackets are going to be my first grouping symbol, and then I can't do anything with negative 5 inside parentheses and negative 7 inside parentheses, so I'm not going to worry about them yet. All right, my first operation in the brackets again, because we're doing by order of operations. We're going to move left to right. 8 plus negative 5 is 3. So I got 3 plus negative 7. So again, we're back in brackets. Opposite sign, so the difference of 7 and 3 is 4. Keep the sign of a larger number, so it's 4x minus 4. Now the next thing we need to talk about is you cannot add variables and constants. So you can't add like 4x, 4y, 4q, 4a, 4b, 6a, 6b to any regular number. All right, so I cannot combine those two things. How I like to think about it is try to come up with a word that represents the variable. So let's say we're trying to add 4 xylophones to 4. Or, I'm sorry, we have 4 xylophones and we're just going to take 4 away. Well, we can't because I either have to take xylophone away from xylophones or I can't subtract things. So this is going to stay 4x minus 4. Alright, again, we're going to work inside the parentheses. And first inside the brackets, then inside the parentheses. I cannot combine A and B, so that's just going to come outside my parentheses. It's going to be A plus B. Alright, I can combine negative A and A. Again, in math, we like to add ones, okay, because 1 times A does not change the problem. Alright, so what is negative 1 apple plus 1 apple? That would be 0 apples. And 0 times anything is 0, so I got negative B plus B. And again, negative 1 and 1 if you need the ones. Well, negative 1 biscuit plus 1 biscuit is still going to be 0. So my answer to that is 0. Alright. If I have a negative 1 in front of parentheses, I need to distribute the negative 1. We're going to talk more about this later. Okay, so if you struggle with this problem, that's okay. So I got R plus S plus negative 1 times R is negative R. Negative 1 times S is negative S. And I'll put the 1s there. Negative 1 times T is negative T. Now I cannot combine R, S, and T. Move them outside the brackets. And again, if you're struggling with that, we will show you when we do distributing why we're able to move them outside brackets. Okay. I'm going to rewrite I'm going to use the associative and commutative properties to regroup and reorder. So I'm going to get 1 minus 1r plus s minus 1s minus 1t. I'm going to put 1's in front. You do not have to if you already understand that, okay? 1r minus 1r cancels. 1s minus 1s cancels. So I'm just left with 1 negative t. I'll do one last distributing, okay? N minus, so I'm going to do this as negative 1. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, so I get n minus 4. Negative 1 times n is minus n. Again, associative and commutative allows me to reorder, regroup. It's going to be n minus 4. N minus n cancels, so I just get negative